Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing another review. This time is on Nomadland, which came out last year in 2020. It is directed by Chloe Zhao. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry if that's wrong. But anyways, this movie, Nomadland, just got nominated and won a couple of Golden Globe Awards. A few nights ago is when it happened at the time I'm recording this video. And I watched the movie beforehand. I watched this a bit less than a week ago, once again at the time I'm recording this. And I was always interested in this movie because, like I said, it came out last year and it didn't have a wide release. I watched it on Hulu because it got released on there, and it didn't get a wide release last year. I think some people got a screening for it, or it was like a limited viewing to see the movie. I'm not too sure, but all I know is that it wasn't a wide release, so I didn't see it last year. But I heard a lot of great things about this movie, so I decided to watch it on Hulu, like I said, and it was pretty good. Definitely one of, if not the best movie of last year. I didn't see much last year. I saw Birds of Prey, which was fine. I mean, that shouldn't even be in the conversation for best movies of last year. But anyway, this one is definitely up there for the best, and I think a lot of people can agree upon that. This is a really nature movie. It does a good job showcasing how these people live. It's basically about Frances McDormand's character. She's a modern day nomad, and she lives in a van, and she has a lot of financial troubles, and she meets people along the way. And yeah, this was a very slow movie, which isn't immediately a bad thing. It takes its time showing you different parts of nature and showing you the lifestyle of these people, because a lot of us, I'm guessing most of you watching this video, you're not a modern day nomad, but this is such a lifestyle that we're not familiar with. So I think it, once again, did a good job showing us that, because, I mean, it's really, at certain parts, like Frances she's shitting in a bucket in her van, and, you know, she has to, pull down her bed, and the little window that she peeks out, she has, a blind just to put that over. That's her home. That's her house that she's living in, that van. So it's kind of a weird feeling to know that there are people who either live like this now or have lived like this in the past. So it's kind of intriguing, and it's also kind of a humbling movie to make you appreciate what we have, because you look at these type of people who had to live like this, and you appreciate life more, I guess you could say. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a very therapeutic movie, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. And I also like how Frances McDormand and another big actor who's in the movie, his name is David Strathairn. I don't know how to pronounce it. I know who he is. It's not like this is the first movie I'm seeing him in. But they have both been in big movies, like Frances McDormand just a couple years ago, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Fargo, Blood Simple, a bunch of Coen Brothers movies. So she's been in a ton, and she's definitely an A-list actor. And then David S., he's been in some big stuff as well, like Godzilla. I only say that because I reviewed that a little while ago. But like I said earlier, it's humbling to see these big actors be in a small production like this. This was also, I would say, an indie film that not many people might have seen. So yeah, it was kind of good to see them actually take the time to be in a smaller movie like this and still, of course, give great performances. So that was great about the movie. I do have a few negatives, though. I think it goes on for too long. I could see a lot of people watching this and then getting into the third act of the movie, but thinking that it's almost over, because there are a lot of points in this movie that I think it could have been ended at a certain point, but it just keeps on going. And I think that's probably the biggest flaw with this movie, is that it just goes on for too long. I don't think it needed to be an hour and 40-something minutes, which isn't a long run time by any means. But for a movie like this, I think it could have done without 10 to maybe even 20 minutes. And also, there is not a romance between Frances McDormand and David S. I'm just going to keep on calling him that. I'm sorry if you know how to pronounce his name, because I know it's annoying that I don't know it. But they're friends, and you could tell that David's character, he kind of likes her, and maybe not in a romantic way that much, but he wants to be with her, because like I said earlier, they meet a lot of people along the way, being these nomadic people. So they meet up at one point, and he tries to take her into his house, or his I think his son's house, because his son recently had a baby, so he was visiting them. Because he's a nomad as well. He lives in a van, I think, as well. But he kind of wants her to stay with them and to be with them for a little bit. I wish we saw a bit more of them, because we are given this image that they are such good friends, and David, his character, he really cares about Frances McDormand, and how he wants her to live with them. I feel like I wish we saw a bit more of that, because I don't know if it's exactly convincing that they're really good friends and that he really likes her and wants her to be with him and his family. Yeah, I feel like that was almost out of the blue, and I would have liked a bit more time dedicated to that, because Frances McDormand, she has a friend in the movie who is mostly seen throughout the first and second act, and I was like, okay, I could buy this friendship, and I could tell that they're really good friends, and I actually got kind of sad when she said goodbye to her and said, like, oh, I won't see you for a little bit, because they're kind of going their separate ways. So I just wish it showed us a bit more of Frances McDormand and David S. instead of some other things throughout the movie, or just maybe add a bit more time to them without taking away anything else. But like I said, this movie does go on for longer than it needs to. But I think that's about everything that I had wrong with this movie. Only two things, and one of them is kind of a smaller thing, the relationship between them. The long run time is really the biggest thing that I didn't love about this movie. I think it could have been ended earlier and didn't need to go on for as long. But yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed this movie. I could see why it got the hype that it did, and I could see why it won the awards that it did. Definitely one of the best films of last year, and by far the best movie I watched last year personally. And for that reason, I'm going to give Nomadland an 8.5 out of 10. Besides those two flaws that I mentioned, and also the fact, I didn't mention this, but also the fact that I probably will never watch this movie again, I don't see it having a lot of rewatchability for a lot of people. It's just kind of an easily digestible movie. You watch it, you take it in, you maybe think about it for a little bit, and then you move on from it. So I guess that was another little flaw that I had, that I don't see a lot of people rewatching this in the future. I don't think I will personally. But still, this was a really good movie, and I think everyone should take the time to watch it, especially if you have access to it, like Hulu, or I'm not sure where else it was released, if it was on HBO Max or something like that. I didn't see it on there, so I don't think it is. But yeah, if you have Hulu, spend the time to watch this. Thank you all so much for watching this review of Nomadland. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave comments down below if you've seen this movie, if you want to watch it, what you think about the Golden Globes. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Just anything you want to say in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.